Welcome to Manifesting Basics, where we make manifesting a basic lifestyle. This podcast is about how to become a manifesting basic and how to live a more enchanted life. I'm your host, Amber Turner, author and creator of the most simple and basic manifesting methodology, Manifesting Made Basic. I am also the author of various books, including the spiritual book, You Choose Your Outfit, and the children's book, The Fearless Muscle. In each episode, we will dive into various topics of the human experience, such as transformation, feminine energy and womanhood, and manifesting an incredible life and experience. Join me as we commune, learn, grow, and expand. I invite you to subscribe to this podcast for weekly episodes. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Basics. So I'm excited for this episode. We are talking some crazy stuff. Not really crazy. We're talking about how my job isn't to make things easier for you. Now say it with me. My job is to not make things easier for you. And how many times we fall victim to this thing? Trying to make things easier and more comfortable for the people around us. So in this episode, we're going to talk about how it isn't our job to make things easier for other people and the process of how that looks and the law at play when it comes to this thing and how it's really going to elevate your life if you follow this thing, this statement. My job isn't to make things easier for you. So, welcome to the podcast, you guys. I'm really excited for this episode because I think you'll find a lot of value in it because it's sneaky, but it shows up in almost every aspect of our life, And so I want to start with this law that's at play, why you should adopt this statement. My job isn't to make things easier for you. So the law at play here is the law of entrainment. Now, if you follow me on YouTube, I've made several videos about this law. And it's not just called the law of entrainment, it's also called the law of resonance. And it's super important that you adopt this statement. My job isn't to make things easier for you. Because you'll find this show up in our relationships. You'll find this show up in your parenting, in your family dynamics, and why it's important for you to say, it's not my job to make things easier for you. So I wanted to share this because I had been contending with this thing as a parent and in my own relationship and marriage. But I'll start with the parenting thing. My children are teenagers. Yes, they are teenagers and they are starting to assert themselves, which is a great thing. But one of the things that as a parent, I realize is that I have to hold them to a standard. I need to have expectations for them to rise up to meet, and they need to rise up to these standards. Now, I was having a conversation with one of my children, and they were wanting me to lower my standards because they have this idea that keeping a clean house, keeping a clean room is hard. And as their parent, it is not my job to make things easier for you. It's not my job to make things easier for you. It is my job to hold to a standard, hold to a level, hold to an expectation. Or we're going to talk about this in the law of entrainment, hold to a vibrational level in which you have to rise to meet. But I have to hold them to the standard. I have to hold the vibrational level of this standard. I have to hold to this vibrational level of standard in which they rise to. Not fall. I don't fall in this standard because they say things are hard and they can't do it or whatever. They will rise because of the law of entrainment to this level and to this standard. And you will find this in all aspects of your life, right? All aspects. Let's talk about marriage, right? Hold to a standard and not fall victim to lowering your standards, lowering your expectations because to make things easier for other people. They say things are too hard. The expectations are too high. No, no, no. We don't do that because I will share what the law of entrainment is, but basically, so I looked it up and there's a definition, and so I'll share it just so for the audience, you guys get what the law of resonance and what the law of entrainment means. But basically, on a vibrational energetic level, if the things around you in your environment, if you hold to a higher frequency, a higher energetic level, everything around you will rise to that resonance and meet you at the higher frequency. That basically is what the law of entrainment is. Everything around you in your environment, your relationships, all of these things will rise to meet you at the higher frequency, at the higher energetic level. So it is not my job. Everyone say it in the room. It is not my job to make things easier for you. It is your job, and based on the law of entrainment, for you to rise up and meet me at the higher energetic level, the higher frequency. And one of the things that I had to realize too, as a parent, it really is my job to assist and guide my children on their evolution, on their growth. And if I allow them because things are too hard and they can't do this and I make things easier for them, I'm not holding to the standard I've set for myself. I'm not holding to that standard that I have for myself as a parent because they should rise to the level, the energetic level, to help them on their journey, their evolution, and their growth. This is going to help them in their expansion, their growth, and their evolution. If they rise to the level, the standard, and the expectation. So, how many times in your relationship or your marriage or your family dynamic it's easier, or do you just, because someone says it's hard, lower your standards? They say they can't meet you at your standard, your expectation, and so you lower your standard. But the law of entrainment, when it comes to vibration, frequency, energy, says that everything around you will rise to the resonance of the higher vibration. And so that's why it's important to hold to your standards, to hold to your expectations, because the energy around you will rise up. So, what does that mean, right? What does that mean when the energy around you will rise up to meet you at a higher standard? They benefit. They benefit. So it behooves you, it is in your best interest to hold to the standard. It is not my job to make things easier for you. Okay. It's not my job to make things easier for you. Hold the energetic level, hold to the standard, hold to the expectation. Yes, will it be uncomfortable? Sure. Will they complain? Absolutely. So, we're going to talk about the process and how that looks and why it's important. I mean, I think I've laid the foundation on why it's important for you to hold to the standard, hold to the expectation. But I want to kind of paint the picture of how this might look in your life. So, number one is hold energy of more. And so the expectation, the standard, the level in which you set is a level of more energy. And so you have to hold to this level of more energy and be able to hold to this capacity of energy. So the second thing I want you to realize in this process is that things might be uncomfortable. You might get some pushback. You might get people saying, "Oh, well, it's so hard." That is hard. And you might get a lot of complaining. But it is your job to hold to the standard, hold to that energetic level and have the capacity to hold that energy. You have to have the capacity to hold that energy for that next level. So, like in relationships, another example I would give is that you have all these dreams, you have this vision, you want to have an empire for your family, whatever it is. And your husband says, or your partner says, that's not possible. That's not possible for us. We don't have enough money. We live here. We're these kind of people. We can't do that. Hold to the vision and be able to, even with all the naysayers, all the negativity, all the reasons why you can't do something, accumulate the vision and hold to the vision. Accumulate more knowledge and information. Now, we talked about this in expanding our awareness. I think this was 2 episodes back, but we talked a little bit about it in the last episode as well. Is to accumulate. I have a hard time saying that. Accumulate the vision and accumulate more information. And this is important because as we have a vision, we kind of want to expand that thing. Like we want to have the capacity to hold more energy for that vision. And so with the expansion, we accumulate more energy. And so that might look like having new conversations, letting go of these stories, letting go, moving, changing your environment, all sorts of things. So when you come against this, make things easier for me because you will come against that. People will say, your children will say, your friends will say, make things easier for me. No, you hold to the vision and you accumulate more information because you know that everything I Marie Forleo says this all the time. Everything is figure outable. Everything. Everything is figure outable. Everything. And so you accumulate more information because you're going to come against, oh, we can't do this. We're these kind of people. Start having new conversations, expand your awareness. Expand your awareness. So I really wanted to share that with you guys. I will leave you with the law of resonance, the definition of it, so you have that, and it's something that you can better understand. So it says the law of resonance states that the rate of vibration projected will harmonize and will attract energies with the same resonance. And so I talked a lot about coming against your partner or coming up against your children or your friends and family or whatever. So, even in this law of entrainment, because you're training the vibrations, you're training everyone to meet you at a level, at a higher standard. Sometimes, even with you holding to the vision, you will come against yourself. You will come up against yourself and the stories and the beliefs and all the thoughts. Hold to the vision. If you hold to the vision and have unwavering faith in that vision for yourself and for your life, and know that it is possibility for you. It is possible for you if you can see it in your mind's eye. It is a possibility for you. Hold to the vision, because those thoughts that might be contending with, those things that you're coming up against yourself will fall away. Those conversations, that narrative that's in your head will fall away. And so I wanted to share this because this law of physics is super important and really exciting. So that's all for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. We do have a few things for Manifesting Basics. We will be having our launch party for Vacation Preppy happening June 18th in Scottsdale at Abundant Space. So if you're in the area, we invite you and encourage you guys to come out and check out our new launch and drop. Also, I do want to say a huge thank you to all the people that bought my audiobook, Manifesting Made Basic, and left a review. I just did a post on that, and it was really exciting that people found it very informative, inspiring, and motivating. So that made me feel really, really good. So thank you so much for leaving a review on my audiobook, Manifesting Made Basic. That was a treat to see this morning. So yeah, I wanted to share that and shout you guys out. Anyways, that's all. Check me out on my website, ambermarieturner.com, and more about Manifesting Basics. You can find more about that at manifestingmadebasic.com. We got some really cool things that are coming down the pipeline, which I'm really excited to share in upcoming podcasts. But if you guys like it, subscribe, download, and all of that jazz. And I would check you guys in the next episode. Thank you for listening.